Hello everyone, I'm Susanna and welcome to my channel for our conversation of today in the series of talks with beautiful and inspiring minds, exploring new ways, possibilities and tools meant to give us more insight, more choice, and of course more meaning. Please like, subscribe and share so that others too can benefit from this content. And of course, if you have something to say and share here with my viewers, please contact me using the links below. And today we meet again with Laura Spicer, and I'm so happy to have you here again, Laura.
Wonderful to be here, Susanna. I really enjoyed our last interview, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Thank you. So just to remind you, Laura is a speaking voice coach and an NLP consultant and trainer. She has trained directly with Dr. Bandler, and she specializes in teaching people to be more effective through the use of their speaking voice. And so I asked Laura to give me this interview as she has prepared and launched, and I quote, her most ambitious public course so far. And I would like to find out more about it. So thanks for accepting to be here today with me. And I will start by asking a few questions regarding the name that you give to the class, because you called it Voice Power, the Complete Voice Toolkit to Use Your Voice for Success. Now, would you like to clarify some of these terms with me here one by one? And let's start with voice power. It's such a powerful title.
Yeah, and it's such a powerful tool. First of all, let's talk about power. What is power? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, the truth is power is just power. And power means that it's going to have a big effect. Whether it's a good effect or a bad effect depends on a lot of other things. But here's the thing, with people's voices, most people don't realize how much of their message is going into somebody else, depending on a whole load of other things. It's not just the words that we use. They're important. You know, what is it that somebody can do who's learned language patterns or speaks from platforms or does Facebook Lives or interviews like you do, Susanna, that could optimize what you can achieve? So what about harnessing this amazing tool that most people ignore and just trust that it's going to do the job? When you start to learn about how powerful your voice already is, without even working with me, your voice is already doing stuff. And most people are oblivious to the bit of their communication which is behind the words. And once you start to tune in to how the tones and tunes, the energy, the pace, the quality of your voice is, then you start to have more control.
And then more power, of course.
Yeah, then you get power, if you want power. You know, there was a time I've got a voice that is naturally able to be powerful. I had to learn how to make my voice less powerful, because there's no one voice that fits for every situation to get the best result.
Absolutely. And Laura, how do we define success? Because you mentioned that in the panel. And I think it's important because lots of people get confused here, I think.
Yeah. Well, some people think success has something to do with finances. I think that, did I do my dishes successfully? Well, are they really clean? Are they dry and put away? Then I did my dishes successfully. Did I walk my dog successfully? Did I convey my message successfully? I have listened to so many people who've got an interesting message, who've delivered it in such a boring way that I couldn't stay to hear what their interesting message was. And even more important, I've heard people deliver boring material so interestingly that everybody is complete attention, rapt attention. And what is that? What's going on? Or think about it like this. What about when you say something to somebody and they think you mean something slightly different? You say, I'm sorry, and they carry on being angry with you. Why? You say, I love you, and they respond as if you don't. What's going on there? So for me, success is about you get the best possible result for any communication.
So
Yeah.
Laura, could you please tell me, why did you decide to focus so much of your work and attention on the speaking voice? I'm curious about that.
It was an accident. First of all, when I was young, I didn't know how passionate I am about the sounds that I hear. I knew I loved music, and I used to do poetry competitions and public speaking competitions, but I never imagined for a moment it would be my career. I came to it by accident and started working for a woman who was a voice coach running her office. And I realized, oh my goodness, this is really fascinating stuff. And I learned so much good stuff about what I was already hearing, but I didn't know consciously that I was hearing it. I was responding to it. Here's the thing, Susanna. Most people are responding unless they're completely oblivious to sound, and most people aren't. Everybody's responding to the sound. Anyway, I got my job working for this voice coach, and I learned from her. And then I went and did an NLP training and became an NLP consultant. And one of the things that I noticed is that the wonderful trainers would say from the stage, of course, the way you say it is important. It's no good saying to somebody, relax, 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 because
Yes.
they won't, right? So you have to have a relaxing voice. And they did a little bit of work on how to make your voice more nasal, more throaty, or more deep and chesty. And then they left it there. And I thought, ooh, there is so much more. And I always say to my voice trainees, you know, I'm a hypnotist as well, and I could put somebody into a really deep trance reading them my shopping list. Seriously, Susanna, you know, if you turn your voice into a hypnotic voice, and you don't even have to say the word relax, but something in the tones and tunes just allows you to take a deep breath and relax while you think about, am I going to cook chicken or beef?
Wonderful. So what is your ideal client, Laura, then? Who are you working with?
Well, my ideal client varies to some extent. I love people who have a feeling, a little bit of knowledge that there's more they could get from their voice, but they've been parking that feeling, parking that knowledge, because they don't know how. Now, I do life coaching as well. And some of my clients come to me in the first place for voice issues. So I have a wonderful client at the moment who I see regularly, and we're working across the whole spectrum of her work life. She came to me for voice coaching. And the reason was that her team were responding to her as if she was irritated. And she said, I think it's my accent.
Yeah.
She said, I think it's my accent. And I listened to her. I went, it's not your accent. And she said, well, can you help me to sound less irritated? And I said, yes, but I don't really like making people sound fake. So let's get you to stop feeling irritated. See, the thing is, your voice is conveying the mood, the feeling behind what you say. So if you feel irritated, you can work at it and you can probably sound less irritated. But somebody with any level of sensory acuity is going to hear that in your voice. So it's very closely related to the state you're in.
Absolutely. So we work with that first. And then what do? We change the state. And how do we fine tune? Just quickly, because I'm
okay. So basically, I'm going to be listening until it doesn't sound irritating anymore.
I see.
And we're going to start with the state of mind.
Yeah.
So first of all, we're going to convert that. And we're going to be asking, what state of mind do you want to convey? I know what you don't want.
Yeah.
What do you want? She said, well, friendly and authoritative and helpful.
Confident.
Helpful, confident. And then we started to pay attention to when she's feeling confident and authoritative. What does that sound like in her?
Mm-hmm.
And once she could begin to get that feedback loop and hear, because one of the great things is you can do it either way.
Yes.
You can change your state, your voice will change. Everybody already has more than one voice. So if you change your state, your voice will change, or most people's with. There are some people who are so stuck in a particular way of using their voice that nothing changes no matter what they are thinking or feeling. That means we've got to change the way they're listening and calibrating. And I want to say one really important thing. My voice courses are not about helping people to sound more gorgeous. Right? Now, most people think, I'm going to go on a voice training to have a gorgeous voice, the same as people go for beauty treatments. No, my courses are about having an effective voice. It's much more important if you want to be successful. You could go into a meeting and sound as gorgeous as you like, and everybody could ignore you. And maybe they'd have a lovely feeling about what it's like to listen to your voice, but you wouldn't be making people listen to you and to take on board that you're saying this project is exciting and I am going to convey to you why this is going to be the best thing for this company. Now, you can say that this project is exciting and I'm going to convey to you why this company needs this voice, and that's not congruent.
I see.
Yeah. So what you're conveying is, I care about being sexy, but I don't really care about my project. So to me, your voice is powerful. And when you know how to use it and when you know how to listen to other people's voices, there is a load of information in there that most people haven't unpacked. Once you unpack it and tune in, you're going to hear more of what your clients are saying. You're going to respond in a way that gets people to take your message in and do whatever it is you're asking them to do.
So who is your ideal student then? To whom is this class addressed?
So my ideal student is somebody that really wants to optimize their performance.
All right.
Whether it's on a stage, on a podcast, on a video, or whether it's talking to their family and friends and kids or work colleagues. This is a key skill that most people don't address. And in 6 weeks on this course, I guarantee that everybody on that course is going to come out with skills they didn't even know they didn't have. And it's going to make a huge difference to everything in their life.
So basically it's addressessed to anybody and anybody can attend.
It is, but I would love people to come who are on a path of personal development, who are interested in doing better. You know, there's a lot of people that go, it's good enough. It's good enough. I'm getting clients. I'm getting some results. And then they come out of a meeting or a conversation and they go, oh, that didn't go so well. I'll change the way I do it next time, but they'll forget about their voice. Change the voice, you can leave the content and go back in and do a better job.
There are quite a few voice trainings out there. Why would someone choose to work with you?
Because most voice trainings are about helping you to sound more gorgeous, to project your voice. Well, projecting your voice is more important when you're face to face. If you have a microphone like I do today, then I don't need to project my voice at all. Really, in a way, it doesn't tell it like it is. This isn't just about, how do I put on different makeup so I look different? How do I find the thing that makes my voice sound more authoritative? This is about upgrade the whole shebang.
Upgrade your whole system. I like that.
Whole system.
Thank you. Yeah. And now a few concrete questions so that our viewers have all the information that they need in case they're interested. When does it start?
Oh, that's a really
good weeks?
Question. It is September. It is 6 weeks. And I think it's September the something.
I think it's the 10th. I did my homework.
And that sounds right. Yeah. And it's every week for 6 weeks, 6 sessions of 90 minutes.
What day of the week would that be?
It's on Thursdays.
On Thursdays. All right.
Yeah.
And how many hours one needs to invest for the class? Like how many hours do I have to spend on this?
Well, it's 90 minutes a session. There are 6 sessions.
Okay.
So that's 9 hours of work. And there will be homework in between. But the homework will be fun. It will be about listening differently, listening to your own voice differently, practicing what you can do with this tool and watching results, because the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So if you learn a skill that week and then go and see whether people respond better to it.
Yeah. So they can test the results right away.
Absolutely. As you go. Yeah. And from session 1, you will start to notice better results. Wow. So I'm really excited. One of my favorite things is watching what happens when people work with me. Suddenly, things that they didn't even know they could be successful doing become easy. And the things that they were already good at become even better and easier. It's a really elegant solution to communicating.
Yeah, wonderful. And can you take us quickly through the steps? I see there are the subjects here. I wrote them down. I like the titles you gave to each session. Voice Spa, week number 1. Week number 2, from boring to engaging. I like that. Week 3, conveying.
That's a really important one, Susanna, because I hear it a lot. That I listen to a lot of Facebook Lives, and again, lovely material, boring way of saying it, I'm out of there. 2 minutes in, I don't want any more.
Yeah.
And I don't know about other people, but why wouldn't you want to sound engaging?
And you say here, one secret that makes all the difference, so you never lose the audience's attention again. Can you share a little bit?
I'm not telling you what that is.
All right.
That's the people who come on my course. But I can tell you this. It is, once you hear it, you'll go, yes, of course. And then you'll pay attention to it. And as soon as you pay attention to it, you won't make that mistake anymore.
All right. Thanks for the hint. Week number 3, conveying trustworthiness and authority. I like that.
Yeah, well, this is another thing I notice on these Facebook Lives and podcasts. Sometimes I listen to people and I think, I'm not buying it. I don't kind of trust you. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling.
Yeah.
And then I listen to their voice and I can tell you exactly why. And it's just a little tweak that once you know how to do it, yes, you'll be able to do it.
Week number 4. Vocal rapport, the amazing way to help your listeners feel at home with you. I love that. Yeah, feeling of safety. This is what I usually get when people call me to come for a retreat at my center. They first call, and after the call, they just book right away. And they tell me I feel safe and I feel like I trust you. And I don't know what I do. Probably I would learn more taking the class, but probably I do something naturally.
Yeah, it is. You do sound safe. And you sound real, Susanna.
Real, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And, when people hear a mismatch, there's something that really, your brain, when you hear somebody saying something's exciting and it doesn't sound exciting, or, this is going to be fun, or I want to tell you about this interesting new thing. What happens in your brain is something isn't right. And you may not quite know what it is in the moment because you're listening to the other person. But if you're feeling something isn't right, then that ruins the whole pitch.
Yeah, I can totally hear that.
Yeah.
Week number 5. Week number 5, adding power and confidence.
Well, there's a lot of people, and some who are already booked onto this course,
Yes.
who feel like they are not confident and want to speak in front of people, want to sell their beautiful products, but they feel like their voice is letting them down. And they want to know how they can sound, and by the way, I would add, and feel confident. There's a sound to confidence. How do you know when you hear somebody that doesn't sound confident? What are you hearing?
Well, it's in the voice. It's in the tone of the voice, in the hesitation, in the probably.
Maybe some hesitation. Actually, sometimes the most nervous people are just speaking way too fast.
And fast as well, yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
So there's a list, a short list of things that need to be heard and then changed in order to sound confident.
Can you give us a couple of examples? I'm trying to get as much information out of you as I can.
Sure. Well, for example, you need enough airflow coming over your vocal tract so that your voice doesn't sound a little bit wobbly. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
We pick up wobbly voice. We've got something called inflections, which is how your voice comes down or goes up. Well, confident voices are probably going to use plenty of that drop. This is the way it is. I am absolutely certain. If I say I'm absolutely certain, then I don't sound certain. And a lot of people, by the way, there's a very fundamental mistake with inflections, and that is that they will use a rising inflection because there's more they want to say. So, my name is Laura Spicer, and I'm a speaking voice trainer. But in there, you've just heard me say, my name is Laura Spicer.
Yes.
Am I not even sure of my name? Okay. So once you start tuning in, is your voice dropping down? Have you got enough airflow? And also, your voice is a physical part of your body. Are the muscles flexible? Often what happens is because people are a little bit shy or not sure, they don't do a lot with the muscles. They stop using their mouth very much. They don't use their breath very much. Their facial expression gets very fixed. And what impression does that give you? Does it look and sound confident?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, thank you for all the details you're sharing with us here. I was trying to get as much as I could to make people become even more curious.
I can't give you the whole 6-week course in a half-an-hour interview, Suzanne.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I'm doing what I can, Laura. And week number 6, the finishing touches, and of course, your questions answered. So will that be more going into personal issues, personal questions?
It's going to be a very interactive course. We're going to be dealing with each person's specific issues as we go along. But there may be some outstanding questions. The most important thing about that final session is to set up something that means you continually improve after the course. So on week 6, we're going to set up everything that you need in order to keep doing better and better and better. And I think that makes something feel worthwhile. If you've got the toolkit to go off and keep improving, then it's been a really good investment of your time. It's a lifetime of learning.
And where do we find information about your class? It's on your website, right?
No, it's not. It's on a funny bit of my website. It's called
Okay.
voicepoweronline.laura-spicer.com.
We're going to
And
put this link into the comment section.
thank
So
you. I
anyway.
really appreciate it.
And how many spots do you have available? How many people?
I've only got 3 left as we speak today. So I hope that people watch this really soon, because I'm assuming those 3 will go. And the reason I'm keeping it quite a small number of people is so that I can pay proper attention to each person and make sure each person is successful on my course, so that they achieve what they've come for.
Yes.
Every single person there is going to get my personal attention, and their goals will be achieved.
Sounds
I
interesting.
guarantee it.
Yes.
I've been doing this for a long time. And one of the wonderful things about working with your voice, Susanna, which I love so much, is it's really simple and straightforward. Once you can hear it and make the sound, your unconscious will do the rest for you. So once you can hear the difference in your voice, and once you've done it 2 or 3 times, it'll happen automatically. And then that's why it's such a good investment of time and energy. It's a permanent solution.
Wow.
And it will make a lot of difference to people. And, you know, the sad thing for me is I know there are going to be some people watching this and they're going to go, yeah, that sounds great, and I probably could benefit from it, but it's not the most important thing, because I need to learn more about language patterns, or, you know, how to work some piece of software. My theory is this is fundamental.
Yeah.
And when you sort out these fundamental issues so that you become really good at it, everything else works better. You will soothe people better. You'll excite them better. You'll fascinate them more. And everything you want to do will be an automatic thing that you have now installed in yourself, which will stand you in really good stead forever.
Yeah.
So to me, learning how to use your voice more skillfully comes top of the list.
Of course.
And for anybody who's watching and thinking, be quick, there's 3 places left. And I promise you, if you come out at the end of 6 weeks having made 0 improvements, I'll just give you your money back.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No, I know what you're saying, because everything is interaction, right? Everything is communication. Life is interaction. Else it's just pure consciousness. But once we come into a body and manifest here in this world, in this reality, in this 3D world, everything is about interaction. Every aspect of your life is being influenced by how you interact, how you communicate, even with yourself, right? So I hear you totally, and I know what you mean.
And Susanna,
yes.
you just said a really important thing, and it will come into the course. It's not only about talking to other people. It's about how you talk to yourself. And from our last interview, you made a huge shift just from one little
conversation
in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you have anything else to add to all that?
Maybe there's another thing too. What about when you can hear more of what other people are telling you? Right? When you've got some finer distinctions about what does it mean when somebody does that with their voice? Why? I know somebody who always speaks in a voice like this. Now, what do you think if you meet somebody who talks like this? She's a lovely lady. What's she telling us? And I'm not even going to answer it, because I think it's really obvious when you stop to think. Please be kind to me. I'm only little. Don't be cross with me. I'm not strong. Now, maybe that's the perfect message. Maybe that is what she wants to convey. Maybe it's getting her mostly what she wants in her life. But I don't like to think how that's going to be when she's in a business meeting and needs to convey some authority. I know somebody who conveys authority amazingly. She hasn't got a strong voice, but the way she speaks is very authoritative. But she's hardly got any friends because she doesn't know how to do the other thing and invite people to connect with her. Right? So here's the other thing that isn't my perfect client. Somebody who thinks, I've already got a wonderful voice. I don't need that. And I guarantee you that whoever it is, apart from maybe one or two people that I know, I could definitely coach almost anyone to get better results, because I'm going to hear stuff that they didn't know they were doing. It's a talent. I've got something in the way I hear that just lets me hear the details so that I can say to you, it's really simple. Just lengthen your pauses a little bit and you'll sound more authoritative. Maybe that. Yeah. Or it might be, you know, let's tone up these muscles so that you don't sound like you're falling asleep. Because you can say all day long, this is interesting, but if you're hardly moving the muscles, it's not going to sound interesting. You're not investing in the communication. So there's some amazing refinements that you can make to your distinctions. It's very easy to do. It's a finite list of things to pay attention to. We're going to cover them all in 6 weeks. You'll have all the basics. And, well, you're going to read the testimonials afterwards if you don't come and regret it.
Well, thank you so much, Laura, for sharing all that with me here. And thank you all for watching. And of course, if you're interested to attend Laura's class, please don't hesitate to contact her and visit the link that I'm displaying below. And thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have something to say and want to have a conversation with me, spread your message, clarify what is important to you. Sometimes that helps as well. And of course, introduce yourself to the world. It is important to come out there and say what you have to say and allow that light to shine. Well, don't hesitate to contact me and let's talk. And I'll see you all very soon.
And come on my voice course before you contact Susanna, so that when you do have your interview, you sound great.
That sounds like a good deal.